Welcome back. It's Thursday, March 2nd in the NBA. My three favorite picks are on the way. Let's recap yesterday, our fifth straight winning day. Donovan Mitchell cruises over in points, plays exactly out as I expected, drops a 40 piece on the Celtics. Mikal Bridges hits his over in points in the third quarter, doesn't play in the fourth as they get blown out by the Knicks, but we'll take it. Jimmy Butler does not hit his PRA line, started well in the first quarter, then didn't get it done, didn't play in the fourth as they get blown out by the 76ers without Joel Embiid. Either way, a fifth straight winning day. We secured a little bit of profit to start off March, and let's keep rolling today. If you are new, go down below, hit that subscribe. We just passed, I think, 156,000 subscribers. You guys have been showing a ton of love. Go down below, hit that subscribe when we do these daily videos every single day, and we're going to do daily MLB videos starting up at the end of the month. So either way, if you want to support the channel, we've been making you some money recently. Go become a COS All-Star. It's our YouTube membership. We love our All-Stars out there. Costs less than $4 a month, and you get all the plays early. You get to support the channel for all the work that I do for free every single morning. And if you want to go down below, you can hit the top link in the description or just click the join button. We certainly would appreciate you get all the plays early that are posted on the community tab if you're curious. Now, let's hop into the NBA. We only have 4 games on today, and I'm not betting a Raptors prop so we have 7 teams to choose from because I hate the Raptors. Let's move on to this one. No offense, Raptors fans. It's nothing personal. Moving to this guy on my shirt. Luka Doncic over 30.5 points, minus 115 on points bet. Now, you can take this at 31.5 if you want a good pivot. I like it's over on points plus rebounds. Now, you could say take his PRA line, but it couldn't be me trusting the other Mavericks to knock down shots. I don't want to count on Josh Greens of the world to make jump shots. Nope, not doing that. So Luka, I'll rely on him to just put the ball in the basket, which he's been doing with the best of them so far this NBA season. And the Mavericks are going to play host to the 76ers today. Now, I have zero clue who's playing for the Sixers. They obviously rested Joel Embiid yesterday. He's injured. Might be back today. Who knows if James Harden plays today? All I know is I don't necessarily think their defense comes out here and says, you know what, we're on a back-to-back. Let's clamp up tonight. I think their defense might be a little bit more lackluster, especially against the Western Conference team. Doesn't matter a ton to them in terms of standings-wise. But let's talk about Luka, though, and him and Kyrie still figuring out how to play with each other. The team hasn't been good since Kyrie came over, and they played a little bit faster, more possessions, but they just haven't been that great. But you look at Luka with Kyrie, he scored 26, 27, 28, 33, and 39 points. So 26 plus points in all of the games, so coming within 5 of this line, which doesn't really count for anything, but only going over in 2 of 5 games. But he did go over in their last game, scoring 39 against the Pacers. Now, he's averaged still 21 field goal attempts per game in those games. He's attempted 11 free throw attempts on average in those games. And so I think the volume's still there. I think he can get us 31 today. I don't normally take these high points lines, but I'm confident in Luka to get it done. And they're going to probably put Tobias Harris or PJ Tucker on him. Like I said, I don't know who the Sixers play today, but either way, I don't think they're going to double him. I think Luka will have a good night. And Kyrie Irving probably going to get DeAnthony Melton. He normally doesn't rest, and that one's a very good defender. And at the end of the day, I'm just going to trust Luka to go out there, and a team that has lost 2 straight games got to step up here. In his last 2 home games versus Philly, 33 and 32 points. He scored 31 points in 35 of 53 games. That's 66% of the season. So the Mavericks, like I said, lost 2 straight games. This is a team still battling for playoff spots. This team that hasn't looked really that good recently. I think this is still a close game. I think the Sixers can keep it close regardless of who they trot out there. But at the end of the day, Luka's going to play a lot of minutes, even if it is a blowout. And I don't think they get to a blowout unless Luka's cooking them. We've seen Luka have really good first quarter, so hopefully he starts off strong. But either way, we've seen Luka. He can drop 20 points in any given quarter. Hopefully he has a big night. We'll take his over 30.5 points. You can take it at 31.5. Don't mind his points plus rebounds line either, or just rebounds alone. I don't mind that either. But let's talk. I'd rather just points though for Luka. Let's talk about our next play though. Mr. Bradley Beal, the Washington Wizards, over 22.5 points. Currently minus 115 on Bet365. Now let's talk about Mr. Beal. He's been doing pretty well with the assists. So if you want to pivot to his points plus assists, I wouldn't call you a crazy. If you want to just take it at 23.5, if it goes up to that, that's fine here too, as Beal and the Wizards will play host to the Toronto Raptors today. Now, if I were a psycho, I'd probably run back Scotty Barnes over in points today, but I'm not going to do that. Like I said, I don't want to bet any Raptors props. I have not had a good track record with them this season, but this is a big game for both teams. The Wizards are the 10 seed, 1 game behind the 9 seed, which is the Toronto Raptors, and this game's a pick'em. So the books clearly expect this game to be close, which is good. Now, in January, Beal got injured, missed a couple weeks, and then came back, was not great, but he kind of was on a minutes restriction. The Wizards never said, oh, he's on a minutes restriction, we're capping him here, but rarely did we see him play above 30 minutes, sometimes 31, 32. He really didn't get a ton of minutes. They were kind of capping him out there, didn't want him to get injured again, but since then, that fake minutes limit kind of been lifted. He's played 35, 35, 37, and 35 minutes in their last 4 games, and he shot 28, 14, 17, and 30 field goal attempts. Now, I'd be very surprised if Beal shot 25 plus times tonight. Kristaps Porzingis is back. Kyle Kuzma's there. I think the field goal attempts go down into that 17 to 21-ish range if we're lucky. But Monte Morris is still out, so they still need Beal out there to facilitate some on the offense. And while Kristaps is back, I don't necessarily love the matchup for him. He could still do his thing, but I think Beal's going to be relied on here. Now, we've talked about OG Anunoby, great defender. He's going to be the guy that probably steps up and guards Beal. However, I'm not really too concerned about OG Anunoby. I think this Raptors defense has taken a little bit of a step back recently, and on the road, I don't necessarily know if that defense travels as well on the road instead of when they're in Toronto, but I'm still confident that Beal, who just scored 37, can keep cooking this team. We've seen Beal score 23 plus points in 16 of 22 games this year with 33 or more minutes. So when the game's not a blowout and he's getting his normal minutes, well, better minutes than the minutes he should be getting, he's been cooking this line. I think he certainly can do it. He's played well against the Raptors in the past. In his last 6 against them, 24, 28, 23, 25, 14, and 25 points, hitting the over in 5 of 6. So he's been pretty good. We know Beal's crafty, not going to attempt a lot of three-pointers, which is fine. He's going to get to his mid-range looks, can get to the free throw line too if they're playing too aggressive on defense. And despite Kristaps returning, I still expect Beal to be the focal point of this offense. Very similar to Donovan Mitchell. Look, if this game they're trailing, yeah, the ball's going into Beal's hands and get out the way. And we've seen Jakob Poeltl obviously on the Raptors now starting. Gary Trent Jr. moved to the bench. Look, Poeltl, he's a good rim protector, sort of, but he's not good in the pick and roll. So if they set a lot of picks with Gafford, he's going to have to defend him, or maybe he plays drop coverage and Beal gets some open looks. And he's also capable of just sending Beal to the foul line. If he steps up on those mid-range looks, Beal will drive right past him, probably gets to the free throw line there too. And we've seen guards, despite this Raptors team being a good defense, we've still seen guards exploit this defense before. 20 of the last 25 guards with 15 or more field goal attempts versus Toronto also scored 23 points. So they normally aren't a great matchup, but I think this line was reduced way too low. If it was like 24.5, I'm not taking it, but I certainly think Beal could get us 25 points. All we need is 23, though, maybe 24 if the line goes up slightly. We've seen Beal. Here's my useless stat of the day. Thursday is Beal's highest scoring day of the week, averaging 32.5 points per game. Only played 2 Thursday games, and he scored 30 and 35. Let's see if Beal on Thursday can keep cooking. Maybe he gets 30 tonight, but all we need is 23. We'll take us over 22.5 points. And for my final play of the day, I'm going to go to a TNT game. I don't have a same game parlay, but the TNT game, Clippers versus Warriors. Not talking Jordan Poole, not talking Klay Thompson, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, Ivica Zubac. We're taking his over 8.5 points, minus 120 on points bet. If you had that on your bingo card, you're a liar, because I don't think anyone expected me to take a Zubac prop today. And I probably pronouncing his name wrong. If he does, I don't care, as I'll learn how to pronounce his name if he cashes today, probably. Now I can play this at 9.5. Don't go any higher. If you want to take his points plus rebounds line, wouldn't call you crazy. I just don't want to count on him to grab a lot of rebounds, because sometimes he just I don't feel like grabbing them. Let's talk about him, though. And everyone, like I said, is going to do these TNT same-game parlays. They're going to have Kawhi Leonard for 20-something plus points, Paul George for some points, Westbrook probably for some points, and all that. I want Zubac. Now, why? You might be like, why are we on Zubac? Because this is a weird guy. Now, he's been playing actually pretty well recently. He missed a couple games due to an injury for the All-Star break, but he's back, and in the game he returned, scored 8, hit the over. But in his last 12 games, he's hit this over 9 of 12, averaging 10.7 points per game. And his 3 misses came against the Bucks, Cavaliers, and Knicks. 3 teams that have Brook Lopez, Mitchell Robinson, and then you got the Cavs with Jared Allen. So 3 teams that didn't give up a lot of points in the paint. Very tough matchup for centers. Not a surprise to see Zubac not score a lot of points in those games, and we saw other guys have to take over. However, today they faced the Warriors, a team that's not very good at defending opposing centers. They've been getting abused by centers recently, and this over-under is at 235. So in Zubac's first game back, he hit the over. I think he scored 12 points, but that was a game that they only scored 101 as a team. Today, their team total is probably in the 110, 117. No, probably not 110. Probably like 118, 120 range. So we've seen them, if they're going to score points, maybe Zubac can get us 10 points. And they played earlier this year, just right before the All-Star break. He scored 10 points on 5 of 9 shooting. Only shot 55% for the field. No field goal attempts. He's normally shooting 62% on the year. And we've seen Mason Plumlee obviously is here. He's back. But even with Mason Plumlee in the lineup, Zubac has scored 10 plus points in all 3 games. He's played 28, 29, and 28 minutes and shot 9, 9, and 7 field goal attempts. So, great track record. We like to see that. He's done it in all 3 games with Mason Plumlee. And like I said, centers against the Warriors have done well. Of the last 25 centers with 25 or more minutes, with Zubac has played 25 or more in all 3 games. 20 of them have hit this over. 3 of them that didn't hit the over ended with 8 points on the hook. Now, obviously, Zubac is not really a guy that's going to score, odd numbers. He's normally a guy that just puts it in for a layup or 2-pointers, not shooting 3. So maybe if he gets an and 1 or 2, then maybe that's how he ends on an odd number. But my favorite part here, though, is Russell Westbrook. Now, you might be like, what? Well, look, Russell Westbrook, we know he's one of the most unselfish guys in the league. He's obviously averaged triple doubles before, and he gets a lot of assists. But Russell Westbrook, he's going to drive to the hoop. That's what he does. He doesn't shoot a lot of mid-range shoot. It doesn't shoot a lot of jump shots. But when he drives, you might see Looney help on Russell Westbrook. Maybe he dumps it off to Zubac for an easy lay-in or two. But we've seen them we saw him and LeBron make Thomas Bryant look really good. And now Thomas Bryant's in Denver, and he's not very good. So, look, I think Zubac can get us 10 points. All we need is 9, but probably we'll need 10 for a lot of people. I get it at 9.5. I think he certainly can get it done. I think the Warriors don't have a great matchup with Andrew Wiggins out for Kawhi Leonard or Paul George, so maybe we see them double. Maybe we see those guys dropping it off to Zubac for an easy lay-in. Either way, as I know it might seem sketchy, but we'll take his over 8.5 points. It's low. He could do it in 1 quarter. He could do it in 2. He could do it in 4. I don't care how he gets it done. We need 9 points today. Go get it done. Those are my 3 favorite plays of the day. We're riding with Luka, Beal, and Mr. Zubac, all to score just to hit their over in points. Let's go 3-0, bring out the brooms. I appreciate you guys always for supporting the channel. If you want to support even more, come and see OS All-Star, less than $4 a month. You get our plays early, you get to support the channel. And I certainly would appreciate it. Top link in the description, or just click the join button on YouTube. Of course, I appreciate you guys. Let's have a great Thursday. The Best Bet segment should be back tomorrow on Friday. Have a great one. I'll see you guys back on Friday. See you then. Peace out.